Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. I choose a lazy person to do a hard job, because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. If you can't make it good, at least make it look good. It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. One way to remember who you are is to remember who your heroes are. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. When something is important enough, you do it, even if the odds are not in your favor. You should take the approach that you're wrong. Your goal is to be less wrong. You get paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of problems you solve. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. If you're not stubborn, you'll give up on experiments too soon. And if you're not flexible, you'll pound your head against the wall, and you won't see a different solution to a problem you're trying to solve. People who are right most of the time are people who change their minds often. We can't be in survival mode. We have to be in growth mode. Life's too short to hang out with people who aren't resourceful. The death knell for any enterprise is to glorify the past, no matter how good it was. As I grow older, I pay less attention to what men say. I just watch what they do. A library outranks any other. One thing a community can do to benefit its people. It is a never-failing spring in the desert. If you want to be happy, set a goal that commands your thoughts, liberates your energy, and inspires your hopes. No man becomes rich unless he enriches others. All human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes. I do not think there is any other quality so essential to success of any kind as the quality of perseverance. It overcomes almost everything, even nature. The secret to success is to do the common things uncommonly well. The ability to deal with people is as purchasable a commodity as sugar or coffee, and I will pay more for that ability. I always tried to turn every disaster into an opportunity. Success comes from keeping the ears open and the mouth closed. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that's changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. Move fast and break things. Unless you are breaking stuff, you are not moving fast enough. Ideas don't come out fully formed, they only become clearer as you work on them. You just have to get started. The greatest successes come from having the freedom to fail. Don't discount yourself, no matter what you're doing. Everyone has a unique perspective that they can bring to the world. Never give up. Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. Spending money is much more difficult than making money. You should learn from your competitor, but never copy. Copy and you die. The world needs new leadership, but the new leadership is about working together. The very important thing you should have is patience. Honesty is a very expensive gift, don't expect it from cheap people. The most important thing to do if you find yourself in a hole is to stop digging. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. It's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours, and you'll drift in that direction. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. It's not what you say out of your mouth that determines your life, it's what you whisper to yourself that has the most power. Winners are not afraid of losing, but losers are. Failure is part of the process of success. People who avoid failure also avoid success. Often, in the real world, it's not the smart that get ahead, but the bold. You're only poor if you give up. The most important thing is that you did something. Most people only talk and dream of getting rich. You've done something. The best way to predict the future is to study the past, or prognosticate. The size of your success is measured by the strength of your desire, the size of your dream, and how you handle disappointment along the way. I'm against retiring. The thing that keeps a man alive is having something to do. No hours, nor amount of labor, nor amount of money would deter me from giving the best that there was in me. I've only had two rules: do all you can and do it the best you can. It's the only way you ever get that feeling of accomplishing something. There's no reason to be the richest man in the cemetery. You can't do any business from there. My goal is to simplify complexity. I just want to build stuff that really simplifies our base human interaction. There's an entire universe in every single tweet, and it all really depends on the content as far as how it's going to spread. Life is fragile. We're not guaranteed a tomorrow. So give it everything you've got. You want to be the pebble in the pond that creates the ripple for change. Work takes on new meaning when you feel you are pointed in the right direction. Otherwise, it's just a job, and life is too short for that. You can focus on things that are barriers. Or you can focus on scaling the wall. Or redefining the problem. Let your joy be in your journey, not in some distant goal.